Oh my god. Hi guys, welcome to a very quick video. There'll be a second one going up later today because of course today is Points of Interest and they'll be talking to us about the Daredevil. They have packed on so much news here though. Tomorrow, of course, is Saturday where they're going to talk to us about challenging group content. So who would expect another announcement today? Not me, but in fact, it has been revealed Guild Wars 2 releases October the 23rd. They did this through a tweet. You can see their main website right now. It's got nothing on it. It's just saying discover the journey ahead. I have no idea why they do this announcement today. Surely it makes sense to tomorrow on one of their many announcements. They say, oh yeah, Guild Wars 2 core games going to be free to play. We're going to do X, Y, and Z for challenging group content. Oh, and the release date has now been announced at October 23rd. But they did it today. Maybe someone somewhere jumped the gun and they wanted to head things off. I don't know, man. So there you go. October 23rd, I think from original predictions of when the game would release, we're not too far off. It's a 2-month period away from original guesses from people at some time around August. And specifically what I want to do in this video is talk to you guys about how this changes things a little within our community. First of all, of course, is the whole pre-purchase thing. The fact that they set up pre-purchase for people without actually announcing a release date. Now, hopefully, this can give you guys that little bit of extra confidence as to whether it's something you'll be able to play around then. At this point, we can actually decide to have holidays around that period of time and know exactly when this game's coming out. They did give us around about the same amount of time from release date announcement till the actual release as they did with the initial game. There wasn't that much time with regular Guild Wars 2 where they say, all right, release is going to be on X, and the date was really close. Here, they've actually given us about that 2 months leeway. I'm curious how much this will affect their sales of the game, how many people are holding out because of the pre-purchase stuff. I will remind you guys that many people who are content creators like myself have links, and if you use those when you're buying the game instead, you help us out in some significant way. And in general, this is a very positive thing. I think the chances now for ArenaNet to miss the date, if this is on anyone's mind, are incredibly low. There is a reason why their company mantra is when it's ready, when it's ready, when it's ready. They don't actually, as far as I remember, maybe there was something back during GW1, they don't actually have a tendency, especially not a recent tendency, to miss dates. Especially, like, even think on the micro level, if you can consider this the micro level, with patches. They tell us that a patch is going to come at a certain time, and it damn well comes at that time. I think there was one shocking instance where a patch came out late, and they made everybody clear exactly why it came out late, and we were kind of all in the loop with that. So definitely I think that the fact they've given us this date, they are very confident. Everything we've heard about with Heart of Thorns has to be at a final stage. The stuff they're going to announce tomorrow, that really probably will be it in terms of the feature list for the expansion. They're probably not randomly going to surprise us and point out the Tengu in the game unless it happens exactly at the challenging group content and so on talks through the convention. But so what does this mean for Guild Wars 2 in general? Now, October 23rd is a lot earlier than I was expecting. Earliest expectations, sure. I think an October release would have seemed totally reasonable to me. For now, you guys know that one of my greatest fears about Heart of Thorns is that it's going to be too small in scale, and what I personally would always advocate is a bit of a delay so that we can instead see more content go in, more bugs be fixed, and have it just release a little bit later. But ArenaNet put themselves seemingly in a difficult position because they announced to us that it was definitely coming in 2015. And that's scary. Why? Because Quarter 4 and Quarter 3, 2015, have certainly got some very intimidating games. We saw with the original release of Guild Wars 2, very shortly after it was announced, Blizzard announced the release date for Cataclysm, and Cataclysm came out very quickly off of the heels of Guild Wars 2, and in combination with some other stuff like the poor release trailer that they gave us, which, by the way, I wonder if we're getting for Heart of Thorns, really, I do feel like impacted our player base. Now, there aren't any big MMOs on the horizon right now. World of Warcraft's latest one, Legion, has only just recently been announced, and there's plenty of time for ArenaNet to really rope in a bunch of new players, a healthy player base, and aside from that, on the MMO side of things, I really have no worries at all. You do have NCSoft and WildStar going free to play to look at, but I really don't think, considering how small WildStar is at the moment and how different conceptually the game is, that's going to have too much of a draw. This is, interestingly enough, earlier than Fallout 4. So this is the huge release, and that's going to be November 10th. So basically, you get like 20 days to enjoy Guild Wars 2 before you go off to play Fallout 4, and then forget that Guild Wars 2 exists forever. Or rather, you get 20 days to enjoy Guild Wars 2, hopefully don't complete it, get right near to the end of Heart of Thorns where you're super into it, and then Fallout 4 comes out, and then so Guild Wars 2 is still on your mind once you finish Fallout 4. That's like the perfect scenario. I think they may have been smart here as well because they're not releasing in November. November was dangerous because it puts everyone on the same paycheck. At least here, people are going to buy Guild Wars 2 Heart of Thorns with their September paychecks, and then they'll buy Fallout 4, for example, on the November one, and people feel like they can actually get both. To show you guys some footage here, other big releases that are coming out that we are in heavy competition with, Halo 5 Guardians. I know, it's a first-person shooter on the Xbox One, but it is still a big franchise. That's something specifically that I'm looking at. I suppose you've got Assassin's Creed Syndicate and The Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes, both also coming out on the same day as us. But, you know, these are consoles, and Triforce Heroes is a handheld game. So, really, I think the biggest draw is going to be after Fallout 4. I think if ArenaNet nail a really good launch trailer for Heart of Thorns, don't forget that in the IGN gaff tweet we saw just yesterday, they did show us a video that really wasn't showing anything special or super new, but could have doubled up as like a Heart of Thorns announcement video. I think we could see some great stuff. What this means is tomorrow, when ArenaNet are at PAX, the entire time they're at the convention, all these interviews they get, all these people that come up to them throughout the entire time saying, all right, when's it going to release? When's it going to release? When's it going to release? ArenaNet aren't saying to us anymore when it's ready. They're saying October 23rd. 2 months or so into the future. People have already been asking me, before Guild Wars 2 came out, I did a series called The Great Guild Wars 2 Countdown. Every day we had a different art image, we had a lot of questions and answers about the game. Every day there was a video. I might do something similar, but frankly, there's going to be basically daily Guild Wars 2 content going to that point anyway. Does it really matter if I call it all The Great Countdown? I'm not sure. But we'll see. That was exciting stuff, and it would be kind of nice to do something like that for Heart of Thorns. Keep your eye out, though, guys. That's your day. I have some huge announcements of my own I will be making in just a matter of days. So stay tuned. Stay tuned specifically for a little bit later on today where we talk about the Daredevil. This definitely deserved its own video. That's it. The Heart of Thorns release date. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. You excited? Oh, my God. This is so stupid. It's just a date, and I'm like, yes! Oh, I'm so thrilled. All right. Okay, I'm good. Thanks, guys. I'll catch you next time.